Hello family and welcome back. In today's tutorial I'll be sharing with you how to cut and sew this stylish dress with basque waistline and puff sleeves. Kindly don't forget to subscribe if it's your first time here. Also like and leave a comment in the comment section. So guys, here are the materials you need to be able to make the dress. We have a long hidden zipper. You'll also need about 3 yards soft net. Then next is 2 yards cotton lining for skirt part. Then I decided I'll use black lining for the bodice part, which is 1 yard. We also have a stiff net about 2 yards, even though you'll see I ended up not using it. And lastly is an African print fabric of your choice. This here is 6 yards. We should be able to make at least 2 dresses. Let's start drafting on the piece of pattern paper with the yoke part and horizontal lines already drawn on it. And we'll begin with front part. So just assume this paper is on fold even though it's not. First thing first, start by drawing normal dart line. That's why you see me measure 3.5 inches, half my dart span that is on waistline. I'll repeat the same on bust line too. Then after that we'll go in with the ruler to be able to draw dart lines. And from there I'm going to measure 0.5 inches on waistline, left side of dart line. Again we'll measure 0.75 inches this time on the right side of it. With that we'll go ahead and draw 2 parallel lines on each side from these marks to under bust line. Then you stop there, the line shouldn't go beyond it. Now I'll just measure 1 inch down from bust line. Remember, still on that line. After marking, I'll take a French curve ruler in order to draw some tiny curves like I'm doing on both sides. Don't get confused guys, whatever I'm trying to do is to draw shoulder princess dart bust here. Now we'll find shoulder line midpoint and mark, then a straight line from that line to the shoulder mark. After that, I want to measure 1.5 inches up from chest line, from where I'll draw a straight line across like that. Once I'm done, we'll go ahead and measure 0.5 inches on the left side of the dart line from the drawn line. Then 0.75 inches also on the opposite side. And from there we'll draw 2 lines meeting bust line from these marks. Now time to draw new neckline, which is simple. Having drawn a normal one, I will take a ruler and draw a line from neck width down to this line. We're done with the neckline. Let's also measure 1.5 inches for a line parallel to neckline. Then I want to measure 1.5 inches again on this line from armhole, which I'll join to the second line for a keyhole. I've decided to measure 3 inches, and that's how to come up with a nice keyhole you saw on that dress. And to be clear enough, these lines you see me mark X will not be used. I'm done drafting the yoke part with keyhole neckline. Moving forward, I'll measure quarter waist circumference on waistline plus 1.25 inches dart replacement plus another 1.5 inches stitching allowance. Same goes for chest line. I'm adding 1 inch dart replacement plus 1.5 inches stitching allowance. You'll see why I'm not adding dart replacement around armhole soon. And with that, let's finish our bodice outline with the line from the mark on chest line to that on waistline. I'm done with top part. I'll now move to skirt part, which is even simpler. I'm going to measure quarter waist circumference on waistline plus 1.5 inches stitching allowance. No dart will be stitched on it, so I'll not add that replacement allowance. Then on hip line, we'll measure quarter hip circumference, which is also hip circumference divided by 4 plus 1.5 inches stitching allowance. I'll go in with the hip curve ruler in order to draw the outline like that. I know it looks weird, but once top part that is stitched, the top outline and skirt will align definitely. Let's also measure 4 inches on skirt part outline from waistline. Then for basque effect, we'll measure 1 inch half from hip line, which I'll join to this mark with a line, and that's it. This other part down here is not part of the pattern. Guys, it's time to cut a long outline, and I'll begin from waistline, then the rest will follow. We'll be having 3 parts after cutting, that is the yoke part, cap part and basque skirt part. I'm through with cutting, and these are the 3 parts I was talking about. I now want to draft back part using this other piece of pattern paper with lines and normal neckline drawn on it. To ensure front and back neckline are of the same measurement, I'll bring forth front pattern, then I'll mark front neckline width, which is for the new back neckline. Once I'm done, I'll go ahead and measure half bust span, which is 3.5 inches on waistline, then on bust line as well for that line. This leads me to the next step, which is drawing normal dart. Here I'm measuring 0.5 inches on each side of that line. Then I'll draw that nicely like that. Having drawn that, we'll go ahead and measure quarter waist circumference on waistline, plus 1 inch dart replacement, plus again 1.5 inches stitching allowance. Since quarter bust circumference is already marked on chest line, I'll only add 1.5 inches stitching allowance too. After that, I'll finish up border's part outline with a line from chest line mark to waistline mark. For skirt part guys, we'll measure quarter hip circumference on hip line first, plus 1.5 inches stitching allowance. I'm also not going to stitch that here, so we'll just mark quarter waist circumference plus 1.5 inches stitching allowance. Then we'll finish up skirt outline using a hip curve ruler like that. From there, measure 4 inches on side from waistline and mark. Again 1 inch up from hip line, though at the center. Then join these two marks with a line. Waistline will align after stitching that on top part, so don't worry about that. Here I'm cutting out starting with skirt part outline, then I'll finish up with top part. So guys, for back part we only have two pieces, that is bodice and skirt part. At this point I'm going to trace out pattern papers on this fabric one by one and on front pieces too. Guys, I'm through with tracing out pattern papers on fabrics. Did the same for back pieces as well, as you can see, leaving 0.5 inches stitching allowance where necessary. I'll go ahead to also trace out lining pieces too. I'm done tracing out linings. I made sure all wrong sides are marked to avoid confusion while I'll be stitching. And I'm just going to remove all pins used as I put pattern papers and lining pieces aside. Here are fabric pieces, and I'm now going to show you how to stitch them together to one piece. First, put right sides together and pin down starting from bottom edges all the way to the top. Then you stitch with about 0.5 inches, same goes for this other side. Then for lining pieces as well. This is how it's done guys. Here I'm ensuring bottom edges are well aligned before I can start stitching. After stitching, ensure you notch so that it doesn't form wrinkles. Then repeat the same on the left side. Bustier effect came out nicely as it should. I love the outcome. From there, we'll repeat the same process on lining pieces. I'm done joining lining pieces guys. Let's move to yoke part, where you only need to stitch a long neckline, then also around keyhole with about 0.25 inches. Same for the other side. After stitching, I'll notch here, then turn it to its right side, after which we'll give it a good press. Here is what we have after ironing. Now for yoke piece, I'll crisscross first, then secure with pins, and like I said earlier, this is the reason as to why I didn't add any dart replacement around armhole, to be able to crisscross them like that. And to have them stitched together, put cap parts right sides facing each other, then also put in yoke part in that manner. Lining should face each other, same to fabrics. Then cover it up and stitch with about 0.5 inches. After that, flip the fabric and top stitch on lining. When done, stitch on sides with about 0.5 inches too. I'll start off by stitching this area, then we'll find linings midpoint and notch. I'm also notching on yokes midpoint, which are aligned to linings notch, and I'll stitch on midpoint first, then on sides later after I'm done. From there, I'll also find fabrics midpoint, which is also to be aligned to linings midpoint. then stitch with about 0.5 inches. Guys, this is what I have, though not yet done. I'll now flip yoke part like that and top stitch on lining very close to where they are joined from. This allows easy folding of lining so that it doesn't show on fabric's right side. Back to stitching, we'll stitch on sides from bottom edge to armhole. And lastly, we'll turn it to its right side. I'll now head over to ironing board to iron it flat. I'm through with ironing. Look how neat this came out, and it's time to join it to skirt part, but first we'll notch at its center point. I repeat the same on skirt part like that, and once you align notches, you'll be able to know where to stitch lining from so that there is no excess fabric on side. And very fast we'll head over to sewing machine and stitch on sides from the mark put. Have stitched and have ironed as well. Again, stitch waistlines together with 0.5 inches and ensure it's right side facing each other. Now for back pieces, I'll remove all pins and pattern papers, then I'll show you how to go about it. Here I'm putting right sides facing each other again. Then we'll stitch necklines and top stitch on lining, and later we'll stitch on two sides. And this is how skirt is stitched. Put right sides together first, then also stitch on side. I'm going to do as I've explained practically so that you see what I mean. These are back pieces after attaching linings to fabrics, both for skirt and top parts. From here we'll stitch darts on top part pieces. It will require me to measure again. The dart depth I'll use is 6 inches and 3.5 inches half bar span. I've stitched darts on top part pieces. Here is the end result. I want to attach them to skirt parts, but before I do that, I'll do some small alteration on waistline. This will prevent the zip from bulging. I'll measure 0.5 inches up, then align across like that, and we'll cut out from the line. And after that, we'll now stitch them together on waistline with 0.5 inches. So guys, putting them aligned in this manner enables one to know where exactly the back center line is. And I'll mark, then join the marks with the line like I'm showing you. After that, we'll measure 0.5 inches inwards on waistline, which I'll use in drawing new back center line. This also prevents zip bulge. I should have done this while I was drafting. So that's the line where the zipper will be stitched, but for now, I'll make loose stitches along it. I'm done making loose stitches. It's now time to join back to front shoulders by first putting right sides together. You then need to use one of the linings, either front or back, to cover up everything else as you stitch with 0.5 inches. Once you are done with shoulder, you stitch on sides too with body measurements. Shoulders are neatly joined together and sides too. I'm now going to rip out center back where I loosely stitch in order to take total waistline measurement. That brings me to making of skirt gathers to be attached to waistline. I found waistline to be 40 inches. The net is 3 yards on the longer side, whereas on the shorter side, take out total top part to full length of your choice. Went ahead and made one line gathers stitches. I didn't have much time to make 2 lines. So with that, I'm going to pull one of the strings to form gathers. I'm ensuring they are well distributed uniformly. Then we'll bring forth lining piece with gathers already formed on it, and we'll stitch them together, then also to dress waistline. Took my time, and here is what we've got. This was not as easy as I thought. It's better to have 2 lines instead of 1. I've also gone ahead and fixed puff sleeves to armholes, and I'll just finish up by fixing zipper on center back. Here is the end result, guys. What do you think about this dress? Please share your views in the comment section, and kindly don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. I'll meet you guys in our next tutorial.